lavender, lavender, lavender.
Hello.
Lavender. You know, I don't like this view. Why do you have this
Why don't
view?
you like this view?
I don't like this view. I like it to be wider because your background. Look at that background you've got going on.
I like this view.
Yeah, that's even better.
That's better. I like that.
love-
Let's
I
rock
love
with this one tonight.
Your view is like, I mean, I don't know what effect you're using for a background, but man, that is like it looks so real, but you can tell that it's fake. I mean,
Right.
it's right. So
Yeah.
you have that special effect queued up.
I do. I'm sitting in a studio right now in Northern California, Portland, Oregon.
Which is at two different states, man. So is it with the clouds? You have the clouds moving just subtly as well. That's
Well,
incredible.
I found a royalty-free video that is just time lapse. It just runs like it's regular, it's normal, and it feels good. It feels like it's natural. And I got the right kind of angular light coming down on me, just on the right.
Yeah, the lighting is good.
Create the lighting, make the mood look good.
So we've upgraded to a studio. You have a studio now because that's like, can I come? We should do the podcast from your studio with that
Come
back.
on.
The two of us.
Anytime. I still think our podcast is going to increase dramatically when you and I are sitting in the same room with each other.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, hi Kevin.
Shut up.
The
What do you mean, oh,
Soupster
whatever?
in the house.
Hi.
So can you prove that that's a digital background? I want you to get up and take 10 feet back and just walk across. Let me see what that does.
I can't. I don't have that ability here. I mean, I'm sitting in a chair. There's a wall behind me, and I'm afraid that
walk into the wall. Let me see. Walk into that wall, Kevin. Hurry up. We don't have a lot of time for that. Wow. So that's a really cool background. It's really amazing. Where are you? Walk across it. Let's That's a great effect, man. That's a great effect. Wow. I hope your AirPods are still functioning. Did you
I
go
can still
down?
hear you. No, I'm good. I can hear you.
So that proves that that's either an amazing special effect or you are at your parents' house, possibly, right? Are you in?
I'm visiting my parents' house. My son is turning 22 on Sunday, so we got together tonight here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to have a bit of a family time. But there's got to always be time for lavender. That's right. I live in at home right now with my mommy.
Yeah.
We're not. We're actually we rented an Airbnb a little bit north of where my parents live, but we're just hanging out tonight.
Why wouldn't you stay at home? It's so beautiful. It's
how often you stay with Lenny?
Well, he lives in Las Vegas, man. So it would.
But,
I mean, live here. When I go to my mom's house, I stay at my mom's house in Portland. She's got a beautiful home, and yeah, I want to be near my mommy. I mean, you see your parents a little more often than I get to see my mom.
I do. They travel to Vegas quite a bit. They're coming back to Las Vegas in September. We're hitting the road a little bit again in September, and it's really nice. We still struggle to find some childcare. We have a 9-year-old. I don't know if you know we have a child.
I didn't know that.
No. Yeah, and so we struggle with childcare from time to time. And my parents like their grandkids, and they like Las Vegas, so they come and they hang out for a little bit while we can hit the road. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Coors Light. Rocky Mountain fucking watered flavored beer.
Water.
It's delicious. Yeah.
I like to mix the Coors Light with Generosity, which is actually our real sponsor. This is in Las Vegas in Terrible Herbst, Walmart, Target. You got to go out and try this stuff. 10 cents for every dollar goes to charity. It's a different charity. This is for breast cancer.
I haven't seen a dime of that yet.
It's not about money. It's about charity. This one goes to this one here. This flavor.
What about our charity? What about a lavender charity?
This one right here goes to the Humane Society. I mean, it's incredible. 10 cents of every dollar. You're so greedy sometimes. I think when you go to Wisconsin, you get greedy. I don't know. Are you asking your parents for money while you're there?
Always. Dora Jean Lewis.
Hi,
Dora says hello.
Hey,
Carla Johnson Crowder says hello. Lynette Miller, our favorite, is here again today. Hi, Lavender. And look at this guy. Manny Dominguez just says, fuck it. Manny Dominguez. I'm going to say my own name. I love how he just drops his own name. Thanks, Manny.
He's cut from the same cloth we are. We talk about ourselves.
That's right.
Hey, listen, man. So your parents are going to be in town in September. Will they come to a Reckless in Vegas show? We're playing September 21st.
Oh my gosh! You know what? That is the night that we're playing in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
But they're going to be in town.
I book all my shows around your show, so I don't have to be in town to see that thing.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
So we know this, right? We've established that. My parents will be watching the kid, so maybe they'll bring the kid to your show.
Las Vegas. Yeah. Will you please invite them for me? And
my mother always says, "Why haven't I seen Reckless in Vegas?" And I said, "Listen, you want to see good stuff, right?"
Yeah, I don't. That's a good call. I think you're right. I mean, here's my thought around it. If Margo and Mike come and see Reckless in Vegas, then it will set the bar in an area where you're going to look amazing, right? Because then they're going to really appreciate the talent that you bring to your show, of course.
Or they might say, "What are you doing, wasting all your time with this yacht rock shit?"
Brian Towers, what he drinks Coors Light, really?
Apparently, BT is saying, "Have a Coors Light for me."
Yeah, Brian Towers, you drink gin or some shit like that, some embalming fluid. Anyway, man, it's good to see you. So you pulled off 3 shows with COVID. Aaron had COVID.
Yeah, the Sookers had COVID, and we had 3 in a row. We played, and to make it more difficult, not saying that it's not difficult trying to sing 3 days in a row with a respiratory infection, but we landed and we played an incredible show in Madison, Wisconsin. We drove the next day 6 hours to Lake Okoboji, Iowa, Arnold's Park, Iowa. Played a show that night, and then drove 10 hours to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and played a show the next night, and then back to Wisconsin, where we have a couple of days off before we head to the East Coast. We're doing DC and Connecticut and Pennsylvania and New York City.
Go back to so how did you guys got a separate vehicle out of responsibility and try to keep the rest of the bands healthy?
We did. We had 2 vehicles, and the Sookers drove in a different car to try to keep everybody from getting sick, and they all got it.
They all got yeah, but you had a guitar player fly in to the first show that you suspected probably was sick too. Do you think
he was a little sick? He was a little sick. So hey, listen, it's with us. It's gonna be around. We gotta still try to figure it out how to be productive members of society, and we tried our best to try to not spread it to people. The good thing is that the shows were all outside.
Yeah.
We were elevated and we were away from the crowds that were there. So that was the best I thought we could do instead of canceling.
Somebody wants to say, Ken, you're a total fucking idiot. It's Murray here, Murray Sawchuck here, and you know you're a total fucking idiot because everybody got COVID that you said hi to, just so you know. It's totally fine because it's like herpes. You just let it all go. All right, thanks. Good to see you guys.
Listen, Murray was on the program last week. He didn't sound like that once, man.
Yeah, he sounded just like that. And he talked really, really fast. He's from Canada. You know what I'm saying? He's Murray, I'm Murray. Go fuck off. All right, bye. So Murray, he always pops in like that. And, we're going to get a bill from him, I think, is probably what's going to happen. So,
hey, listen, I got something to share with you this week. I didn't tell you what we're going to do this. But I'm going to play a little bit of a video, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about that, okay?
Okay, what you got?
Here we go.
With broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I'll tell you one thing. So my takeaway is I'm a really good singer from that. And let me ask you, you're a producer. Are you hearing an attempt at auto-tune live on that?
Listen, the reason I chose this is because there's a deeper thing that's going on here that I know that you're going to be very passionate to talk about. So first of all, the fucking national anthem, right, should never be performed like that, out of respect for the country that we live in, right? But I'm gonna say this young lady, Ingrid Andress, went on social media and said, "I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. I was drunk last night." She wrote on Facebook,
Wow.
Instagram, and formerly Twitter. "I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to Major League Baseball, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun."
So she's a Grammy nominated artist, right? She's got some accolades.
I could care less,
Hold on a
because
second.
yeah, go ahead.
I read that about her because I wanted to know who she was, and I relate to her in a sense that in 2005 I was strung out on crack cocaine and alcohol, and my publicist at Rogers and Cowan, Karen Sindel, she got me an opportunity. They kept feeding me opportunities. One of the opportunities was to sing the national anthem at the Los Angeles Dodger Stadium, and it's a huge thing for me. I know you've done it a lot of times. I have not.
It's massive, right? It's
Okay.
a massive honor to sing the anthem at a major league, stadium. It's a big deal.
Okay, so she may have a problem here, because for me, leading up to it, I had thought it was a good idea. I met these two strippers in Chicago when I was out on tour. I decided to fly them in. We were staying at the Standard next door.
Hold on. Let me go get some lotion.
Listen,
Go ahead, keep going.
you want me to say it slower?
No, go ahead.
So I flew them in. I thought it was a good idea. I had been smoking cocaine for probably a few days at this point, and drinking, of course, to stay balanced. And so these girls arrive. I have to send a car to the airport. So they start engaging with me. We get stuck in the room until there's a car out to pick me up. We got to go. We got to go to the stadium. And I got to get off the coke. I can't get off the coke. I bring the crack pipe with me. And I'm not proud of this story, by the way, but I'm just trying to create some correlation here. So we get in the car. I bring these two girls with me, and they looked like strippers, two very pretty girls, but they were dressed they just looked like strippers. And I had like a leather, whatever I was wearing. Went to the field, got taken upstairs to where the organ player is, right? Which was actually a positive, because it's one of the last stadiums in the country that at that time still had an organ player. And I met her. She said, "What key do you want to do it in?" And I had rehearsed it. I worked on the song with a vocal coach when I was sober. And then went down. I had an earpiece with the key, which was great because, I could hear the organ. I'm mortified. I'm standing next to, I have a picture of me and Tommy Lasorda. I've got a vitamin bottle of water, the vitamin water bottle, that stuff. And it's got half whatever flavor it is, and it's full of vodka. I'm on the field with that, drinking vodka next to Tommy Lasorda, and now it's time for me to sing. Not one lyric is in my head. Not one lyric. I can't figure it out. And right across the banner in front of me, as I'm facing the crowd, came across with the lyric. So I performed it. And I have the recording of it. I've watched it back. I don't know where that recording is, but I wasn't pitchy like that. But we all know that alcohol affects pitch. I hope she gets the help she needs. You're right. It's terrible when you see something like that happen. At least we know why. But it did sound to me like, and I'm done with my rant, it did sound to me like that there was actually auto-tune on her voice. They have the live auto-tune, right?
There were a lot of pundits that said that they thought that there was some auto-tune on her voice.
Well, if she was drunk and pitchy and that's been a savior for her live, maybe that was what was going on. But you and I both know pun intended, you need to be in the ballpark for autotune to work. And she screwed the pooch on that. And I hope she gets healthy. Again, a Grammy nominated artist. I'm sure she's got talent. I don't know much background about her. So
Right.
yeah, I can't believe you made everybody sit through that.
Well, I think it was an important thing, because I know your history, and I know that you were going to have an interesting take that we could talk about. And quite honestly, when you start getting comments from this guy, Paul Casey, saying, "All right, shut up, fuckers," and looking forward to our special guest, Elisa Furr. Like, what the fuck, Paul? It's our show.
Hey, Paul. So Elisa has her moments, and she likes to party a little bit. But I have never heard her even buzz sing pitchy. This woman can sing like the world can be around her. I mean, she could be doing dishes. She can be whatever, sewing a dress or whatever. But if she sings,
Listen, honestly, if I were on the Titanic and that bastard was going down, instead of those fucking 4 violins playing, I'd want Elisa standing next to me singing.
Yeah.
That's the kind
That's
of
good.
vocalist she is. You know what? Let's just go right into it, okay? Are you okay with that? You
I'm
didn't
great.
answer.
Listen, I'm
Okay.
excited to talk to her. I mean, she's amazing. So
With quite the resume, Elisa's credits include Vegas and cruise ship headliner, TV and film music composer, iPhone app creator, radio TV voiceover singer, voice coach, and music consultant to Vegas headliners, songwriters, Pro Tools and Logic studio engineer, and MTV dancer. Her voice can even be heard on the Footloose casino slot machines nationwide. But now, Elisa has been hailed as the top live singing Celine tribute artist in the world. If you have not heard Elisa Furr sing Celine Dion, you are missing serious. There's a hole in your life, okay? Whether she's performing with her band and orchestra and backup dancers or taking the stage solo, Elisa Furr definitely delivers a powerful concert, much like the Queen Celine Dion herself has been doing for the past 37 years. You will not be disappointed. I cannot stress that enough. Check out some of Elisa. What can I say?
and
What
she's
the hell?
and she's humble too. Wow, what a resume. Amazing.
Holy cow.
If she was only better looking, she'd be the total package, right?
I know. I wanted to talk to her about that. Her looks are
What's-
definitely off a little bit.
Yeah. Hello, beautiful.
I have so much anxiety from your story about the crack cocaine.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I've never done it before, but I was just sitting there like putting myself in your situation and going, oh my gosh, if there was a help, that had to have been it, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't, but I'm glad you've never tried it. By the way, you'll never meet anybody on the planet that goes, hey, I just started smoking crack and my life keeps getting better and better and better. It's the opposite. So good for you.
Well,
Hi, Elisa. How are you today?
Good. I just want everybody to know that the reason why it's okay for you to speak about that is because you've been sober for a really long time and you're such an inspiration to all of us. I mean, you failed to let people know that you no longer smoke crack cocaine.
Oh, no, hold on a second.
And on top of that, he mentors people that are going through addiction process. He's a positive guy.
I gotta give it back. Just like you do, Elisa, I know you're big with paying it forward and helping other artists. Kevin does the same thing. It's the same thing, right? If you have overcome or succeeded in an area, you know, especially with kids, like helping them with our craft, that we're all artists here, and to give that piece back to a kid and plant that seed. Same thing with recovery as well, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're an inspiration, honestly.
So
But my mom was going to. I was like, oh my God.
So, Lisa, do you remember when we met?
No, I don't
Okay.
remember anything. I
'Cause
mean,
you were smoking crack. That's why you don't remember. But
wrong to me. People
it
have
was-
good memories all the time. So.
it was right behind my home here at John Payne's house, and that's where we met.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hi, guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, so you were there with, I think you were there with an ex-boyfriend, one of the many ex-boyfriends.
Was it
There's
the yes guy?
Yeah, it was
Yeah. Really. Yeah, we're still friends. So,
yeah,
so
that's good. That's good.
there's no bad, there's nothing, all the exes I'm friends with.
Do you stay friends with all your exes?
Well, except for this last turd that I dated in Toto.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Totally. Nobody's ever heard of Toto.
Wow.
We'll
We're
skip
safe
over that. Yeah.
Wow.
He's the guy that owns
Amazing.
what do you call it? The
Get
self-flush
it out.
toilet.
We had
Toilet.
a fun little month last month. I mean, obviously I don't talk about my personal life. Everybody thinks that I do, but it was a fun little last month. So we'll just leave it at that.
But when you said Toto, you mean the toilet company, right?
Yes,
Okay. I just want to clarify that that's who we're talking about here.
that's right.
He was the chief executive officer of Toto, the toilet company. They make some great
Right.
toilets, by the way. Smart toilets.
Donald Flusher's his name. Yeah, we all
Yeah.
know him quite well.
What do you mean you don't like to talk about your personal life? This is a Little Lavender, baby. This is
That's
about
right.
getting real here. You know, we're going
Michael shared stories about smoking crack with
Yeah.
strippers. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
we're keeping it real.
Don't get me in trouble.
let me help you out, and then we're going to give Kevin some questions too. But I want to say, so you are stunningly beautiful and incredibly talented, and anybody that knows you is moved by you. Obviously, you've had relationships. Is it hard being a woman in the entertainment business? And you're ambitious, you're an overfunctioner, you are driven, and you have built an incredible career. Have you had a difficulty with trying to climb that ladder and guys that just want to fuck you as opposed to want to actually be professional with you? Has that been a challenge for you?
I'm so glad you're watching the
Oh, hey, Mom.
I set boundaries in the very beginning, which is probably why nothing went forward last month. But everybody says they want to meet an equal, but then when you approach them as an equal, for example, I went to sound engineering school and I'm very familiar with music. And when somebody, we grab inspiration off of music, it's not plagiarism, but we get inspired. And so if I'm dating somebody that happens to be a celebrity or something, and I say, oh, I can totally hear Steely Dan on this, you can kind of sense, a little hesitation because most of these people want to be, adored, which is fine. We all want to be adored, but it's a constant conundrum of, you want to meet people that you're equal, but then when you are, it's a little emasculating, so I don't know. I mean, I'm still searching. I mean, I've been single for 4 years, so, and happy. But I'm trying, at least. I'm trying to put myself out there. So
Well, you're tall too, right?
I walk from the park in little bunny rabbit slippers.
What's your height?
5'10". That's another issue.
Yeah, and that's definitely common with men. And do you feel when you're dating? Do you date height specific? Is that an issue? Will you date a shorter man?
The longest love was a little bit shorter than me. It was 7 years, I think, before I met you guys. But I'm just to the point now where, I'm just getting a little choosier. And they say it doesn't bother me, but it bothers me. I mean, that's my insecurity. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with dating a shorter man. It's my insecurity. I feel like a lurch.
Well, if a man if a man is physically fit and can make you feel held and make you feel supported, maybe a shorter man would work. But if it's somebody, I had that experience with a taller woman that I dated who you remind me a little bit of. I think I've shared that with you, but it was like I really went out of my way to make her feel supported, and I don't know if I achieved it because we broke up. Maybe that was the issue. I was too short.
Beautiful wife now, so you're good.
Kevin, you're sunburning over there. Speak.
That's okay. I'm just cooking as I'm listening to you guys talk about this enthralling conversation you're in.
You look like a red M&M. A sexy,
I
red
am. M&M. Well, thank you. I am the red M&M.
Peanut.
I'm the lobster flavored M&M. So my question is a little bit more musical centric.
Yeah. Let's get to that.
When did you listen? It's no secret that Celine Dion is one of the 12 wonders of the world, right? Mm-hmm. And she goes alongside, in my opinion, with vocalists like Whitney Houston and even Barbra Streisand for that matter. There's something that is uniquely specific to those singers that I mentioned. At what point in time did you open your mouth and figure out that you could not only, because you don't, I'm not going to say you mimic Celine. You don't. You have, I see a lot of your own artistry in how you approach, paying tribute to her. But at what point did you go, holy shit, I can do this. I can emulate a singer that is so dynamic like Celine Dion.
2005, I was married and I got pregnant with my only son, but I was performing. I was a residency at Bally's, Napoleon's. Was it Paris Napoleon's Lounge, I think? And everybody's talking over you when you sing, as you know, in a not concert situation. We've all been there, and it's weird because I'm trying to look at you guys, but I need to look at the camera. I'm horrible with this. But I started singing Titanic, and everybody got quiet. Like everybody just got quiet, and I wasn't even trying. It was back when I think it was popular, just coming out. Maybe my timeline's probably off, but and then people started coming up and dropping $20 bills in the tip jar, and I was like, I'm onto something here, you know. And I was in Jubilee a little bit after that, and I started getting too big for the showgirl costume, so I had to come up with an idea. So I just decided to put a tribute to Celine show together while I was pregnant. And then I literally booked, like by accident, my first big show, and I was still like 180 pounds, you know, with this horrible. And I know I've been through some horrible wigs. I don't wear wigs anymore. People tease me all the time. I just do my hair apart in the middle, flip it out, call it a day. But I got a gig, and I was like, listen, and it paid, you know, what, 20, 25, 30 times more than, you know, just performing in a bar did. So I was like, you know, we're on to something here. So I just kept on, still working on it still. So, you know, it's not easy. Not easy.
No, I can't imagine.
I saw you I think in Legends, maybe at the Tropicana. Were you did, yeah, I saw that show. And that's when we met at John's house. Then I met you that night. Then I met you at this thing at the Industrial. And every time you introduced yourself as if we hadn't met yet. And until I finally made fun of you for giving me your resume upon introduction, did you finally remember meeting me? I had to slap you to get you to remember. So.
Oh my gosh, I had to do that to somebody.
Oh, now you know.
And I said, I'm gonna slap you if you never remember me again. It was at the gym. I'm not gonna say the name, but it was like a fire guy.
That's karma. That's karma at its best.
But for 10 years, I'm like, he's like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm gonna slap you silly if you don't remember my. So yeah, it is. But I'm sorry, I have no idea. You know,
that guy that did that is on Kevin and I's payroll, and we call karma. We paid him to do that so you could get a little taste of your own medicine.
Well, yeah, no. I know who you are now.
How are you feeling about? Did you watch the documentary on Celine? Kevin, I don't know if you saw this yet either, but have you guys both watched the documentary? How does that feel for you, being Elisa? How does that feel for you being so immersed and you know she's obviously an inspiration for you, and you're in.
Well, to before I comment on that, I had a film crew come into my house last December to do a documentary that was on Canadian Netflix called Celine with Silence. And they interviewed me about the whole situation, which was weird. I had Good Morning America message me about it. So a lot of people are messaging me about it. And it's like, it breaks my heart. I mean, when I saw it, I was tore up for days. And I always say that if I would give her health back and find another job, I mean, that's how I feel about it. I can't stand to see her suffer like this. I can't. And yes, my career I've gotten a lot of phone calls, but I'd rather her have her health, and I will go back to college and get a grant and do something else.
I appreciate her vulnerability with showing her fans and the public what she's going through, and it is heart-wrenching. But that's a kind of so I've judged Celine. I had heard stories when I moved back here that she would do shows at the Coliseum. I've never seen her perform, and I'm sad that I haven't. And so she would do shows. People would fly in, stay at the hotel. Their whole vacation's planned around the Celine show, and she would cancel some of these shows. She'd cancel when the room was full. And I thought, what a superstar and think she's. And I made a wrongful prejudgment on it. And Danny Falcone, who is a kid I grew up with, a trumpet player in town. He plays trumpet with Reckless in Vegas, and I grew up with this kid, and he said, no. She's backstage trying to get her voice where it needs to be, and like she's that dedicated, and she doesn't want to give anybody less than that. And it gave me a different respect for her.
Yeah.
Listen, I had the pleasure of meeting her in London. I was managing a group, and we were invited to London to do a television show called Strictly Come Dancing, which is the English or the UK version of Dancing with the Stars with the same judges. So my group was asked to perform live on the program, and they taped 2 episodes back to back. And the second episode, Celine was performing on. So we shared a green room together, and Renee was there. And when I don't know how else to say this other than meeting these 2 amazing human beings backstage sharing a green room with a superstar where you would think they would have a completely separate room for. She was so kind. She was so beautiful and sweet and humorous. And I everything I saw in the documentary, when I saw her with her children, and when you didn't see the health issues percolating, as the documentary so brilliantly showed, it was her. It's what I saw and what I met when I spent that hour or so with her prior to her taping her episode. The other thing that was really interesting is that the guys that I was managing, two of them were French Canadian and grew up in the same area as Celine, and the French that was spoken, it was beautiful. So just watch. So to see, even in my limited experience, having that moment with her, to see that how that documentary ends, and the pain and the struggle. Aaron and I watched it, and I teared up. I had such a hard time, just from that little encounter that I had, feeling like I had met her, and you don't want anybody to go through that. And I just I'm hopeful that at some point in time she can share her gift again.
What's your experience with Celine?
Robin Leach actually messaged me when I was in Legends in Concert and asked me, Robin was a big fan of Legends. He was incredible. Rest in peace, man. He was a great guy. And he said, do you want to go meet her? Do you want to go? This is actually part of my show. I have a whole script, and I joke about my horrible Arkansas/British accent. Would you like to go meet Celine Dion?
Good Cagney.
And I said, well, I have to work. And he said, well, how about if I promise I'm interviewing her, if I put you, match for match in the interview in the Las Vegas Journal, and I'll talk to Legends in Concert and get you off of work for that night. And I said, give it a shot. And they were like, absolutely, because they were getting great, promotion for it. So I went, I got to be at the press conference. I sat and cried during the whole thing. And then afterwards we went backstage. Robin says to me, let's wait until the very last person is on the step and repeat board so I can tell her what you do. And I was terrified. I said, will you please just tell her who I am? Because I don't want to tell her, I'm an impersonator of you. Like, how do you say that without it being so awkward? The whole time, leading up to this, a week in advance. Don't worry, Lisa, I'm going to tell you exactly, I'm going to walk up. So we walk up, I turn around, I'm just staring at her, waiting for Robin Leach to say something. And he's not here. He's off hitting on the bartender, and so now I'm just like, my heart's beating so fast. So the only thing I could do was I just pointed at her, and I was like, and my Arkansas came out. I was like, I do you. And she was like, excuse me? And I repeated it. I said, I do you. And that's the only thing that would come out. And then she looks at me, and with all the grace and humility in the world, she says, well, you're a little tall to do me, aren't you? And I thought, this conversation is going downhill quickly, And I said, well, I'm wearing some sexy high heels because I know you love high heels. And so I'm still stuttering and acting like a complete idiot. And so she finally says to me something that, because she doesn't know if I'm making fun of her or, I'm one of the amazing female impersonators in town. And she just says to me, well, I hope that I can continue to inspire you to do whatever it is that you do.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
She said love, but she was just like, and I'm a big personality, so people are like,
No, you are. I didn't know. We didn't notice that.
No,
Michael.
Wow. So why don't you tell us a little about what you have going on now? So you are doing the Celine show. I got a chance to see some footage of you doing the rock thing you're doing too. Are you still doing both, or what's going on?
You weren't at the Anthem Odyssey show that I was at? You didn't come to that one?
Thanks, Kevin. No, I didn't go to, but I saw footage of it. It's terrific.
I do, and I'm not one of those people that does a bunch of talking points. So I'm quick and to the point. I've got a show coming up at Riviera Theater on August the 3rd in Buffalo, which is amazing theater. I have a show in Vegas at Sun City Anthem October 5th, and I haven't been back there since 2014. And then I'm doing a special Angels Foundation October 12th in Ontario, Canada. And then a bunch of other cruise ships. Hi, guys. Oh, hi, Richard. Yes, I'm going to be.
Elisa, while you look up, put the
I've got clients on here, you guys.
Elisa, put the one before that up so she can see it. She didn't read that. From Ray. Ray put a comment. Yeah. Look at
Oh,
that.
I love you, Ray. Ray,
Yeah.
I wish I bought Ray his pimp cane. You ever see Ray with his little cane with the little tiger head on it? I bought that for him for Christmas.
It's sweet. Taller women keep their men on their toes. Bob Goldman. Good luck.
You got a hot, tall lady. But yeah, in all honesty, I just want to say be there's going to be more of that. Right now I'm mixing and mastering, which is so much fun, live video, which Tony Huerta sweetly mixed for us, but it is a long process. And then, of course, my Celine show. And I'm done. And I want to say thanks to all my band members. I love you guys. I know I have verbal diarrhea. I love you guys so much. That's all I have to say.
So being an overfunctioner, do you take time for yourself? Do you take off?
All the time. How do you think I'm getting these?
Yeah, that's working out, and that's for your professional that way. I know you do it for the spiritual side of that and the grounding side, but you also do it for your show and what you're who you are. But I mean, like, just turning everything off. Do you take time to do that?
Every day. I haven't left the house since Zoe's show last week. I've been home every day dog sitting, and I meditate, I pray, I just spend time with my family. I love you, Lori. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep following these guys. This is a great podcast. I love you, Brian. I love you.
He doesn't know how to spell the word for, but listen, a lot gets explained when you're drinking Coors Light like Brian Towers does. Hey, Elisa, what is one of your favorite songs to perform?
Escape.
Oh, she got it in. She got it in. She is the second guest out of 20 episodes that actually got the answer. And Kevin, you're slipping on your game. And we do want to say that if you haven't been hung up on by the Sookster or the Shapster or the Little Lavender, then you don't really know us and you're not in the circle. So you only get in the circle on being on the show. And man, I'm not going to break it. I'm not going to hit you about that. That was actually well done, except for you failed. It's almost like you got to bring her back in and do it again, but you can't because it's done. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hands are up. So, boy, she's amazing, right?
Listen, she's the best. And when I moved to Vegas, it'll be 2 years in August. I'll be in Vegas. I don't even remember where I met Elisa Furr, but I think I went and saw her show. I saw the Legends show that she was in, and she was so positive about what I had brought to Las Vegas and has been, like, she would get off the road and she would say, I'm going to see the Docksiders, and would be promoting the Docksiders on her social media platform. It was amazing. And she was there every night. She came out and celebrated life with us, and she would be dancing in the back of the room, in the front of the room. And it was, I adore her, and I'm grateful for people like Elisa Furr being in the same city that I'm in, and it was great having her on the show today.
Yeah, I agree. So you got your next show. I don't know if you have your date flyer you can pop up for everybody.
I don't.
Oh, great. Well, you have one of mine. So we're playing July 27th. Pop up that graphic for me if you wouldn't mind, and do a little self-promotion as Melvin sings and barks in the background. That's not it.
Yeah, remember I had a JPEG that wouldn't load. It was a different.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh man.
No, I've tried like 5 times and I just don't.
What about the next Concert for a Cause?
None of the two shits you sent me. There you go.
Concerts for a Cause at Notoriety. What's the date on that? It's August, right? What's the date? I don't see a date. Hold on. Where's the date? Is there a date? August
13th.
Okay, and then you got let's see what else I got here. Hold on. Oh no. I don't have mine. That's some bullshit. All right, so hold on a second.
It didn't come through in the right format. It is.
Why didn't you tell me that?
July 27th. You're not playing on the 21st.
No, we're playing on the 27th. I didn't say the 21st. September 21st is when
my bad. I'm sorry.
Going to be in town.
Right.
Funny, I don't even have that graphic. That's crazy. What kind of?
Hey, and it is that time of year, and yes, for $49.99, you can support the ticket for 2024. Shapiro Suker. Why the fuck not vote for the two of us? Write us in if you're undecided and you don't know what you're going to be doing. Shapiro has a wonderful platform he's running on this year. It's crack and strippers for everybody. Is that what it is?
Yeah, here you go. Hold on. Let's get that in there. There it is at Notoriety. We've got amazing guests. We've got Kelly Vaughn with us, and we have Peter Pavone with us. That's it. There's the plug. Yeah, this presidential thing, I don't know if I really want to run for president. I mean, you've heard that they shoot at you when you run for president, right, in this country. So you be president, I'll be vice president. How about that?
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Okay, well, we're gonna work it out, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you next Tuesday. What's the date next Tuesday, Kevin?